Hello dudes, welcome back to Duty's Daggers. Today we're taking a quick look at this very nice knife that is an extremely good price. We're just going to go over it quickly, not a super long video, but I feel like you guys, if you haven't heard of this knife, you should hear about it. This is the Miguron Flix, and it's made by Miguron, but I guess their more premium knives are under this label, AM8. I was unaware of that until DNK Knives sent me this knife among some others for me to check out, and I was unaware about the whole affiliation with Miguron, but they are affiliated. These are on the Miguron website. Um, it's just it's like their more premium line. So let me grab this. This was sent to me by dude over at DNK Knives. He sells a lot of really cool American-made knives as well as some overseas stuff as well. So go check him out. I'll put a link to him down below. Good retailer. So this is a $200 knife, which is really kind of surprising, especially because it's in M390, which I'm not sure the quality of heat treat on this knife. I have not done a cut test with it or anything like that. Assuming it's done decently well, 200 bucks is really, really freaking good, man. So we're just going to kind of go over the specs really quick, some size comparisons, and then we'll kind of go over the knife a little bit in more detail. Blade length, 3.5 inches, exactly. Handle, 4 3/4 inch, exactly. Overall, a little over 8 inches. 8 1/4, 8 3/8, right around there. So definitely a medium-sized knife. Choked back, easily full grip with some extra room. Choked up, a lot of extra room. So fairly big knife, not huge though. I think this is a great EDC size. Yep, that's the one issue with the reverse flick. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, some size comparisons. Let's do the stars of the button lock budget world right now. CJRB Echo and Pyrite. Amazing knives. Listen to that. Just listen to that. Kaiser Gemini, which is for sale by the way. Kaiser T1, which is also for sale, by the way. Having a bit of a knife sale right now. Hit me up if you're interested. Both these Kaisers, 60 bucks each. And let's do the TRM Shadow. And let's do the Axial Gear Shift. There you go. All right, let's check this thing out. This is a bolster lock, or technically it's a frame lock. It's a frame lock that has part of this lock bar covered up by an overlay, which I think is one of the best ways to do a frame lock because, it eliminates you accidentally putting pressure on this lock bar, making it more difficult to open the knife and locking yourself out. And it's the best way to do it, I think. And it looks really nice. We have a really nice titanium milled pocket clip. It's a little bit long, but it works really well, actually. I put this in and out of my pocket a few times. I really like how they do it when they kind of have this little angle down to where it's contacting the scale. It just kind of, your pants seam just kind of, just slides right under there really nicely. Not super deep carry. You get about that much sticking out of your pocket. We have this really kind of deep sort of micro milling. I wouldn't even call it micro milling. It's more like macro milling, I guess, because it's really deep on this titanium bolster, and I really like it. They're not straight lines. They kind of follow the curve. They almost follow this curve right here. It seems like all the way up. We have kind of a gold pivot collar there, blue pivot. Is that? Let's see. It's titanium. Yeah, the pivot is titanium. The pivot collar is titanium. These hardware is regular stainless. But yeah, we have a titanium pivot. Cool. Really nice carbon fiber for the overlays. I don't see a single void or, blemish in that at all. Yep, don't see anything. This seam here is real nice. No gaps that I can tell. This corner back here that could be a little bit of a, something you could feel with your finger as you run it over. Don't feel anything there. Titanium backspacer that's real nice and flush. Yeah, just a really kind of good looking knife, even when it's closed. Nice chamfer running all the way around the edge, and it's a contoured scale too. You can see right there. We got contouring, baby. That's gonna make it real nice and comfortable in the hand, and boy is it. Holy crap. This is a really comfortable knife. Kind of a straightforward design, almost like a steak knife, but man, is it comfortable. Holy crap. It's, wide enough this way that it fills out your hand super nice, but not too big. It still carries well. I like how they do this kind of, it's not quite jimping, but it's just like milling lines that they put on this little chamfer on the actual lock bar. I think that's really cool. It's not sharp like jimping would be. It's just kind of a little texture. Mostly for looks. I don't think that you really need it because the access here is really nice. You can see looking down from the top how much access you have. So it's more for looks. I think that's a nice touch. This jimping, or not the jimping, the milling continues on the lock bar right here too. Super nice. We have a bit of a choke up spot right in here. And the sharpening choil is, it's okay. It's not great. Definitely not great. Our edge termination is right here. And where our plunge grind begins, starts to get thick, is basically right here. So you only have like this little bit of room right in here. So you do have a tiny bit of room, but it's getting real close. I wish they would have carved that out a little bit more or fix that in some other way. But not awful. I have definitely seen worse. Let's talk about the blade. This is an M390 blade, and there's a little bit of a window milled out here on the lock side so that you can reverse flick it. Pretty cool, although I do think it needs to be a little bit lower this way. Because my finger kind of naturally wants to go kind of like right here when I go for the reverse flick. And that's just me. Other people may reverse flick differently than I do. But my finger naturally wants to go a little bit lower. And I do kind of occasionally slip out of it. So I don't know whether that can be fixed by making it deeper or maybe making these edges a little bit sharper. They are like really rounded over. And, while sometimes that's a good thing, other times it doesn't give you really anything to grab your finger on to flick it out. So that could be something that could be improved on a little bit. Once you get used to it, though, well, I was going to say it was fine, but then I slipped out. It's not too bad. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of in a weird spot. I don't feel like I'm getting a ton of good leverage. Like, it doesn't rock it out. It deploys fine, but it's not like, pew. It's fine. It's decent. And then there's also a front flipper here, which I think works even a little bit better than the reverse flicking. We got jimping that wraps around the top here. Not super fine jimping, but it's decent. It's enough to give you traction and get the front flip. I do like that it's kind of an unobtrusive front flipper. It's pretty. It's kind of out of the way. So you might not even notice it's even a front flipper, just glancing at it quickly. But definitely enough leverage to flip this thing out. You can do the side of the finger flips. Can you do over the tops? It's a little tough for that. But definitely side of the finger. Yeah. The blade, drop point blade. Couldn't be thinner behind the edge. Not awful though. We'll measure it here in a sec. I like this swedge up here. That looks nice. Kind of a machine satin, which is not my favorite. But keep in mind this is a $200 knife with titanium and carbon fiber on it, and I'm $390, so they gotta cut costs somewhere, you know. So that's fine. There's a lot of good on this knife. I like the kind of, I don't know about sterile, but like kind of more generally more clean look. Not a whole lot going on. Simpler lines, but good, comfortable grip. Good, straightforward blade. You know, reliable front flipping. Great lock bar access. Very smooth, by the way. If we're talking about action, just a couple shakes goes right home. Yeah. Real nice. Let's get out the calipers real quick. Just to give you an idea of measurements behind the edge. Something real nice and thin. Behind the edge would be like 6 to 12 thousandths behind the edge. Something on like the thicker side of good though would be like 20 thousandths is kind of usually the max of what I like to see for EDC pocket knives, and then some are like up to 30, 35. That's like a, I don't know, Hinderer or a Benchmade Griptilian, something like that. A PM2 is usually like 20 thousandths, which is good. So this is 21 thousandths, 23 thousandths, back down to 20 thousandths. So that's fine. Not overly thick, not overly thin. That's fine. Not going to be ridiculously slicey, but it'll be fine. So that's it. That's just a quick look on the Miguron Flix, or the AM8 Flix. I'm going to link it down below. It's on the Miguron website. So, yeah, man, if you're looking for a knife that looks like this, that feels very premium, for $200, this is a pretty freaking good deal, I would say. So, there you go, dudes. Hope you enjoyed. Please like the video before you head out. I'd appreciate it. Big thanks to DNK again for sending me this to check out. And I will see you on the next one. Adios.